don't know if this is working because it said the connection wasn't strong. So hopefully it is working. I'm Karen Foote. I am at Rebalance in Westwood, New Jersey, and I'm a Reiki master and teacher. I also am a massage therapist and intuitive healer. So I identify myself as a spiritual intuitive healer, and what that means is that I could tune into the body and I see what's kind of going on in a metaphysical sort of way. So I figure today would be a good day to, there's a message, a good day to talk about what it is that I do, and just to kind of clear up maybe any ideas of confusion that you guys might have over what exactly it is that I practice. So primarily I'm a massage therapist, or that was my foundation anyway. And I started that back when I was 16 and didn't know, I was always interested in like the metaphysical stuff, but didn't have any aspirations of being a spiritual intuitive healer until much later. But one of the first books I bought when I was 16, because I lived near Barnes & Noble in Paramus, so I would walk there, was Hands of Light, which this book has nothing to do with massage, but everything to do with like where my path was headed. So Hands of Light is pretty abstract, metaphysical healing, energy work. So I'm always just impressed with my former like teenager self that that's the book I bought first. So I figure I'll just kind of go through the rundown of like how I ended up where I am now, which is, at 22 I went to massage school and felt like I was among my people and was very happy there. After I started practicing massage for a while, it didn't feel as fulfilling as I hoped it would, but I figured once I started my business up a couple years later, like that would be more fulfilling, and it was for a little while. Then my mother got sick with an autoimmune disease, which massage was prohibited or whatever, restricted in the hospital setting because she could have blood clots and stuff like that. And I felt like I wanted to help her in some way, so at that time craniosacral, the craniosacral modality appeared to me in 3 different ways over the course of a short period of time. So I ended up getting the message and was like, fine, universe, I'll take it. So I took that class, which was pretty much life altering. And in taking that class, the subtle world of energy was opened up to me. And that was pretty impactful. And I still integrate that work into my sessions every day, practically. And after my kids were born, a little diversion in life. When my youngest was 2, I had the urge to like a calling, like a priest or a nun would have a calling. I felt like this strong knowing that I wanted to be a spiritual intuitive healer. And I didn't even know how I was going to go about that. But my friend who I had met in my craniosacral class 5 years prior reached out to me offering a class in theta healing. And that has to do with removing limiting beliefs and psychic development. It was basically just everything that I was drawn to. So I took that class, which blew my mind and, just shot me forward as a healer. And I had lots of cool stories from there. And but then a year later is when I took the Reiki. So that's just a little quick summary of my past. So then the Reiki work, became part of my normal everyday with my massage clients, and I found that to be more fulfilling than anything prior. So when I do my sessions, I usually either offer a Reiki session or a Reiki infused massage. I don't even want to offer massage by itself because to me it's just less fun without the Reiki. So, and the massage is brought to such a deeper level of relaxation with the Reiki that it's just unlike any other massage you've ever had. So while practicing Reiki, your psychic skills can open up a little bit or a lot. And in time, I started seeing chakras And so I see the chakras and my eyes are closed. I don't see them like walking around. I have some friends that are pretty psychic that can just see things like instantly right off the bat. I have to be in like a meditative state to see things clairvoyantly. So when I am working on my clients, I will either integrate the Reiki into the massage or just do the Reiki by itself. And they are on the table. If they're with Reiki, they're still wearing their clothes. If they're in massage, they're undressed because they're getting a massage. And I'll work on them. And the Reiki kind of weaves itself into the session, and it's not, it's just peaceful and nice. And I can give Reiki without tapping into like too much psychic stuff. But if I'm going in with the intention of seeing the chakras, then I'll look and I'll get messages. So usually when I get down to the feet, when I'm working on my client, that's when I kind of shift gears, like as if you're driving a stick shift, like just shifting a gear, taking it down a notch, and I tune in psychically to the client's energy body, and I look at each of the chakras one by one and jot myself notes. So I keep a notebook nearby, and I have filled out a few notebooks in time. This is just, and I don't date them or label them, so I have no idea whose chakras are in this book. But, and it's just like a timestamp anyway, it's just where they're at that day. But I'll write down each of the chakras, and then at the end, I will write it out into a report. So I'm not talking about the chakras at that time. Hey, Tara. I don't talk about the chakras while we're in that space, because my client is usually twitching and sleeping at that point, or very relaxed. And I'm kind of in a la-la land of like, who knows where I am. So I don't want to like break from that. So at the end, and then after I'm finished with the first half of the session, I'm done doing the chakras. Then if it's a massage, they roll over and I finish the second half of the massage. And if it's Reiki, then I'll go back up to the body and kind of like smooth things out and finish the session, a few minutes later. With massage, it's another, whatever, 30 minutes. And then at the end of the massage, then I'll kind of close with Reiki. So it's like the massage is like it's wrapped in like lots of love and comfort and peace, and that's basically what Reiki is. Reiki literally means universal life force energy, but I always think of it as like love intentions, and it's not technically prayer, but it's just I'm opening myself up to universal energy, and light kind of comes through the top of the crown of my head and out my hands and out my heart, and wherever I am sending it from me to my client. And some people are more sensitive to it and they can actually feel the energy waves or the tingling and the pulses, and others just feel relaxed. Sometimes it can feel like they're like I'm somewhere I'm not, like I'll be at their head, but they could swear I'm at their knees or something like that. So it's pretty profound and abstract and really cool work, and it's easiest to receive it, to understand it, than it is to explain it. I always compare it to meditation or acupuncture, because they kind of bring you to that same zoned out space. And I don't know, it's just really, really restorative for your body and your mind and your spirit. Sometimes I connect with like crossed over family members or pets or things like that. I don't identify as a medium, but sometimes when you're in that vibration, things can come through because like the veil is thinner, and it's just really cool. So, I meant to show you at the end of my notes, after I take all my notes, they're a crazy mess because I'm channeling, so my handwriting's a little bit sloppy. And sometimes with the channeling part, so I'm channeling the energy coming through me anyway, but when I start to write, that's another form of channeling called automatic writing. So I'll see like, and I literally see the chakras as colors and shapes, and sometimes as like a scene will unfold, and I'll get like a whole feeling of, I just get feelings and kind of knowing what I'm picking up on. It's almost like abstract imagery and trying to like dream interpret it. That's kind of how it looks when I connect into the different chakras and get messages from my clients. So anyway, I'll take it and I'll put it into a report like this. So I'll write down all of the things I've got, and I'll make it a little bit more legible than my channeled handwriting. It's still my handwriting. So, and then another favorite part of my sessions when I do the chakra report is I ask for an animal totem. And sometimes I'll see the animal right away, and sometimes I'll have to ask for it, and sometimes it shows up in different creative, fun ways. I've seen ants, I've seen slugs, and then like your regular, you're out of your normal animals that you would think maybe for an animal totem. I've seen raccoons and snakes and koala bears and whatever, but I just had a client earlier and I saw a flying dragon for him, so that was really cool. And I also saw a unicorn, like a Pegasus unicorn one time. So there's been some cool ones, and but they all, no matter what they are, they have a message, and like 9.5 times out of 10, the message that when I look up the animal totem after I'm working on my client, I Google the animal totem and read it to them, and like I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, it's repeating what I just picked up on with the chakras. So it just goes to show that I'm not in charge. I'm just channeling it. I'm just a tool, and I'm happy to be that conduit, because there's no way I could analyze somebody by looking at them from face value, nor could I remember every damn spirit animal there is and apply that to that person. And the words I use in the chakra descriptions match. Yours was mole. That's cool. I'm expecting Carrie to tell us about hers. So, but yeah, it's always relevant. It has everything to do with what's going on in your life at that time. So don't judge an animal by its appearance, because we have to wait and see what the reading says, what the interpretation says when we Google it. Yeah, I don't know. There's so many fun ones. So I'm just gonna like go through my little notebook here and see if there's like something that comes up. And sometimes I'll see crystals too. So I'm working on somebody and all of a sudden like a crystal's coming to mind like on repeat. So I'll take the crystal and put that on my client. I usually don't do crystals on massage clients because it's just too much trouble to go back and forth with the oil and the blankets and everything like that. So occasionally I'll give them a crystal to hold if they really wanted a crystal for their session. But generally the crystals are for Reiki sessions, and not their first time Reiki session, because I want them to experience like pure Reiki energy without any interference from the stones. Yeah, I saw there's an octopus for somebody. So I got like with their root chakra that they were a little bit uptight, that they're rigid with things, that their message was to go with the flow. And that, this is funny, it says for their sacral chakra, sacral has to do with creativity, fun, and joy, that retail therapy brings them relief. So it's like everybody has different ways of having fun. For me, shopping is miserable. I hate shopping. So, but for this person, it's helpful to stir them up for some joy, that they enjoy fashion as an art. And then the solar plexus is the power center, the yellow one, and they feel unsure, not full of energy. In their heart, they feel like they're blessed with their family. They need to make themselves front and center now, that it's not selfish for them to focus on themselves. I get that message a lot. People often put themselves last. And then with the throat chakra has to do with communication and expression, and often boundaries. So you have more to say than go say it out loud. And it wrote that they were sad. It felt like it was dripping or spilling over. So I'll see things like the way an abstract artist would paint, so things can be like that. I had a woman yesterday who had a sharp tongue, and it kind of comes out like a knife, so it's really, I'm very grateful for this gift because it's lots of fun. But yeah, so who knows, like I don't feel like keep going with that. I felt like, okay, her intuition was opening up more, and I kind of cleared it out. So sometimes the third eye will look like a third eye, or it'll look closed, or it'll look like calcified over, and I'll just kind of go through and kind of chip it out and clean it out so they can, and I do this all in my mind as an abstract energy work. So the Reiki healing is kind of like massage for your energy field. So I'm just clearing things out in a energetic, abstract sort of way. So I might not literally be on your third eye going like this, but I'll be connecting to it from down at your feet and kind of doing that stuff from over there. So that's the cool thing about energy, is that it can go anywhere. I thought this was a fun thing to show and tell. I had bought this little card when I was first in massage school, and I knew I was drawn to the chakras then, but it took me like 15 years to get to them, or maybe, I guess, more like 11. So I always kind of had an interest in them. So obviously it's so much that you see behind me. That's, I'm doing my hand backwards. Nope, that way. My sister is very good with the sewing machine and sewing, and she took my logo that my niece made for me and put it into a quilted piece of art. So I've got artistic blood in my family. My niece designed my logo when she was in art school 3 years ago, almost 4 years ago. So to end with some crystals, because I have some in front of me, this is Amazonite, and it's good for communication and it's good for the heart. I needed my heart to chill out a little bit because I was nervous about doing this. And this is Angelite. Again, it's like, if it's blue, it's throat, and I kind of don't memorize all the chakras, all the crystals. I kind of just go by their chakras, and then I'll look them up later, because it's a lot to retain. And my favorite from Adrian Gamal, I got this flashy labradorite years ago, and I love it so. And this is optical calcite. This is a recent find. So I just love my stones. I keep them near me. And before I started, I pulled my cards for me, and it was like, because I'm freaked out about doing this, and it said focus on your strengths. So I'm focusing on my strengths, which are chakras and energy healing and crystals. But so that's pretty much what I wanted to say. I don't know if there was anything that you were hoping for that I didn't clarify, but massage with Reiki is super relaxing. Reiki by itself is even more relaxing, I feel like, because almost like the massage can disrupt the flow a little bit of the Reiki. But it's also, I've been giving massage for 20 years, so I give a, very thorough massage. So it's good to get it too. And I don't know. Here's some cards. Oh, one just flew out. Twin flame. I don't know if this is relevant to you or not, but I would think my husband's my twin flame, so maybe you guys have somebody who's close to you like that, where they're like your yin and yang. My husband's a skeptic atheist, so go figure. He's married to me, and we work. We're very happy. Law of attraction. So, oh, it's so glary. If you don't already know about the law of attraction, you must be living in a hole. But you put out what you want. Don't fester in the negative. You'll get more of the negative. Yeah, I don't know why. I gotta like I gotta like slap my cards. They're not like giving me like the best pulls right now. So we'll see. I'll pull one more. It's like take charge of the situation. So that's me trying to take charge of my situation right now. So maybe all these three connect to some of you. Something with your twin flame, where you're putting out, like, be mindful of what you're putting out with the whole law of attraction part, and then take charge of the situation. So maybe it's relevant. Maybe it works for you. But angel cards are like a lot of fun, and they can help validate some stuff for us, or to kind of help us get some clarity on things. Hey Lori, and hey Jody, I'm glad you're watching. It's very strange doing this, but I appreciate you taking the time to watch it. And yeah, and be persistent. Maybe for me, with these Facebook Lives, I'll get less freaked out about it. You see that I've turned a little bit red because of it. So that's all for now. If you have any questions or anything, feel free to reach out to me. My website is rebalancewithreiki.com. If you want to go to my Facebook page, it's Facebook/Bringing Balance, because Bringing Balance was my business name before I named it Rebalance. But yeah, like my page, subscribe to my newsletter, and you'll get updated on all sorts of things. The next thing that's going on, next event that I'm hosting for a workshop is on the chakras, and that's May 24th. And then the one after that is a Reiki class, and then a psychic class on May 31st, and I forget the other one, a crystal class in June, which I don't remember the date. But everything's listed in my events on my Facebook page. So thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.